Sacramento Kings are one of the most promising teams in the NBA because they're so young and they have a chance to make the playoffs this season. Not a big chance, but a chance. They just missed out on the playoffs this past season. It's going to be even harder to make the playoffs this season, but they don't have to put everything into this season because they have young pieces like Buddy Hield, who's not incredibly young but still on the younger side, De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley, who are going to lead them to the future, and if they do win a championship, they're going to ride on those three players, potential big three, going forward once they all hit their prime. Best player on the team is De'Aaron Fox, and he's the forefront of the team. With De'Aaron Fox being the point guard and the player of the future for the Sacramento Kings, his best attribute is either his scoring, averaging 17 points per game, or his passing and his playmaking, at 7 assists. He can do many things on the floor and has some defensive potential with his athleticism. De'Aaron Fox, like I said, is a player of the future for the Sacramento Kings. He's going to be the best player on the championship team if the Kings ever become that in the Western Conference. Once Fox hits the prime, he could be a top 5 point guard in the league for sure. He will be once he hits his prime, competing with guys like Trae Young, Ben Simmons, and guys like that. He improved heavily from his rookie year to sophomore year, especially improving in the three-point area. You can't be a point guard in today's NBA if you can't shoot the ball. I mean, you could be a point guard, but being able to shoot the ball is more important among point guards than any other position. Being able to hit free throws and things like that is something Fox is definitely going to have to keep up as he goes into his prime and out of his prime and throughout his whole career. Like I said, with his passing, feeding buckets to Buddy Hield coming off screens, Marvin Bagley down low, even some of the other guys who aren't as prominent in the offense but are still very, very important to the Kings' offense. De'Aaron Fox can get these guys the ball, and he can also drive into the basket himself, competing with Russell Westbrook as one of the fastest players in the NBA. It's hard to stop this guy on the fast break. He's going to be deadly for the Kings for many years to come. Something very promising for the Sacramento Kings that we saw from his rookie to sophomore year was a big improvement. He was definitely a candidate for most improved player, especially improving in the three-point area, which was a concern his rookie year. Like I said earlier, being a point guard in the NBA, you definitely have to be able to shoot the ball, but have a big impact on the spacing and the overall offense of your team. De'Aaron Fox improved from his rookie to sophomore year dramatically, and I'm hoping to see another improvement this year. His improvement is going to be the main factor in the Kings' success going forward. The second most important piece for the Kings going forward in their future is Buddy Hield, who they just paid and extended him for 4 years. He brings the shooting to the team. He's shot 43% from 3, taking 7 a game, which is obviously great, and he's already an elite shooter in the league. He's played about 5 seasons, but he's already 26 because he entered the league at a much older age than normal. But his shooting and what he brings to the table is going to be great. De'Aaron Fox is improving as a passer. He improved heavily, as you saw, from his rookie to sophomore year. So he can definitely get Buddy Hield the ball, moving off screens, things like that. I'd like to see him expand his game, being more than a shooter. He averaged 20 this year. Again, his shooting splits were great. Shot very efficiently from the field, especially from three-point percentage, taking 7 a game, shooting a very high percentage, and from the free throw line. He's a very efficient guy, and he's going to see this going forward. His three-point, what he brings to the table in terms of three-pointers is just three-pointers the most valuable part of the game today, and Buddy Hield is elite at it, so you love to have that on your team, which is why they gave him the money that they gave him, extending him for the next 4 years. He's wrapped up on the team, and they love to have him, which is why they did what they did. The third most important piece of the Sacramento Kings' future is Marvin Bagley, their big of the future. Picked him second right behind DeAndre Ayton in the 2018 draft. And he came off the bench this season, surprisingly, only starting 4 to 62 games, but his off-the-bench performance was very, very good. And if he gets that starting spot, he could boost his numbers that were already pretty good for a rookie coming off the bench. Even though he's the second pick, he came off the bench, which was kind of weird. But the coach that came with him on the bench for most of the season is not on the team anymore. Luke Walton's there now. So we'll see how he plays him and if he puts him in the right spots to really maximize his potential. Again, he has De'Aaron Fox as a playmaker to give him the ball and get him in the right spot so he can maximize his talent. I can't stress enough that De'Aaron Fox is a very pivotal part of this team and is going to be a big part in the development of Buddy Hield and Marvin Bagley and how much they really improve and reach their full potential. Marvin Bagley is yet another piece for this young team to help them compete in the Wild West. As good as De'Aaron Fox, Marvin Bagley, and Buddy Hield are projected to be, they're going to need other pieces if they ever want to become a championship-level team in the Western Conference. Bogdanovich and Harry Giles are two pieces I think of when they need to step up for the Kings if they ever want to become number 1 seed, top team in the West, championship favorites. De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Marvin Bagley again are going to be their core, their big three going forward, but they need other pieces to step it up. Bogdanovich averaged 14 points per game off the bench this season. Harry Giles has been very injured throughout his whole career, so they hope he can become more healthy and become a pivotal part of this team. To come off the bench, wherever he is, they hope he could be a very big piece in helping them achieve the ultimate goal in basketball and in the NBA, which is to become champions. In conclusion, the Sacramento Kings can be a very, very good team going forward. It's going to be tough in the Western Conference, but I think they have the young pieces to compete 5-6 years into the future, maybe even earlier than that. De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Marvin Bagley are the young big three going forward. Exciting to watch this team, especially because De'Aaron Fox and the speed that he has and the pace that he plays in the NBA. One of the fastest players with the ball, best player going forward, and I'm excited to watch this team and how they develop and see if they go win a championship in the future. Thank you guys for watching. It's been Rashad with Bkutz ×2. Subscribe if you love the NBA. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Check the description below for my NBA Instagram that I do post on multiple times a day. Now that the season has started, ready to watch this Kings team play. And yeah, I'm going to try and post more on this channel. A lot of it is just about just doing it, not being lazy. So yeah, you don't want to miss that. Hit post notifications so you don't miss a video. Subscribe so you don't miss a video. It's been Rashad with Bkutz ×2. Peace out.